Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mandy at Laughing Brattle. We are going to be having our stained glass today, so we're going to go ahead and get started.
King of Cups upright. This lets us know that we have a balance of empathy, wisdom, judicious, and tranquility. Using our skills of knowing how to listen, to be dependable, as well as being charismatic, making us ideal to be counselors or spiritual coach. Because we had to put in the work on ourselves, that we have learned how to get a deeper understanding of how to balance our emotions and our intellect. Six of Cups reverse. We still need to tweak our outlook on the past, we're still seeing it with rose-colored glasses on. We need to focus on our present to have to be fully aware. Or we might be ready to move on and focusing on our future, all the while gaining maturity and independence. If that is the case, enjoy your freedom. Five of Pentacles upright. This tells us that we're in a financial slump, causing worry and feelings of isolation from others in our lives. But remember that this is temporary, and the sun will shine once more.
The King of Cups is, I kind of think of him as, the righteous judge. He's the one that can take, not just the word of the law, but he also takes the heart of the law as well into effect. And this is talking about him having those traits of empathy, wisdom, and tranquility, and being judicious. And it's also hearing things behind the words, because there's some things that just aren't spoke of, and that's how we deal with that. And that's why it was saying that we would make good counselors and spiritual coaches, is because we put the work into ourselves to understand how to get things just right, to be able to control everything at once. The emotions and our minds. Now, the Six of Cups in reverse, this is taking rose-colored glasses off. Because whenever we're thinking of our past, are we looking at it in the right manner? And that's what this is bringing up. And this is also saying that we need to be in the present, to be fully aware of what's going on around us. And if we are stuck in the past. Now, if we're ready to go on, we need to focus on our future. And what happens in the future? We get older, we get the maturity, we get the independence. We don't have to wait on nobody, we don't have to do this, we don't have to do that. And we get the empty nest, so we're able to enjoy our freedoms a little bit more. Now, the Five of Pentacles. Because we are in the financial slump, we're not able to go out and do things and be around others and stuff like that. So we feel a little isolated with it. We just got to remember, this ain't going to last forever. This is just, a bump in the road, and, just hold on. So, we are going to be having our witching hour and our vampires tomorrow. So, come on back and see me.